Hi guys, morning. I'm a bit frazzled. Got Tino with me. He's watching TV. Just made him some toast. Soldiers. Toast soldiers. I thought before my wife comes down, I got about half an hour. I thought I'm gonna make an introduction to the book. Now, obviously, Priscilla is bringing out her book. Softly as I leave you. So basically, hi Emily, just a quick half-hour one. Yeah, I'm quite early. I've only just woke up. I wanted to just get a feel for this book, ready for when Priscilla brings out her new book, Softly as I Leave You. So should we just see if there's anything on? I'm gonna just see if anything's come on YouTube. Let's see what happens. Let's just have a look. Book softly. Just I wonder if there's any little short clips. Okay, so welcome to Defending Elvis Presley. Anyone that's waking up later, I know a lot of you are asleep. Good morning. Thanks for getting me a coffee. Anyone that gets me a coffee, thank you. So really, I want to sort of talk about this book a little bit and compare it a bit to things that are in this book. Yeah, two very different books. One showing a sweet, innocent girl meeting Elvis by chance, and then a beautiful romance that, oh no, it went wrong and she was unfaithful, and Elvis didn't treat her right. Yeah. Whereas this book, there's a plan to meet Elvis, a plan to meet, one day she could find a way to get to Elvis. So quite different books. And then the book Softly as I Leave You. Actually, let me just go back. I'll word it for you. Let's just click on that. So the book Softly as I Leave You is, I call it, I personally call it Elvis and Me Part 2, but she wants to call it Softly as I Leave You. It's supposed to be about Priscilla Presley. I noticed she's put the words Priscilla Presley in that on the cover. So let's just quickly see what it says. Actually, I'll put your comments up. Let me just get my phone. So, details of Priscilla Presley's new 2025 memoir, Softly as I Leave You, Life After Elvis. Life after Elvis, she defines her whole life, everything that relates to Elvis, whether it's before she met Elvis, after she met Elvis, while she was with Elvis, everything is, Elvis is the pivot, isn't he? The center pin of everything she wants to discuss. So, which, to me is a bit worrying, because the bottom line is they divorced in 73. And, okay, the story is complex, but the bottom line is she divorced Elvis well before he died. So why does her whole life, even though she split up from him in 73, bearing in mind, how many years ago is that? You work it out, guys. I'm going to try and do it now. It's 52 years ago. Does that sound right to you? So she is still talking about her life related to Elvis over 50 years later, as if Elvis was her partner, her husband, till 2025. Do you get it? As if she's a widow. So, which doesn't make sense, because she don't talk about any of her other partners. None of them. She could write a book, Softly as I Leave You, Michael Edwards. She could write a book, Softly as I Leave You, Marco Garibaldi Garcia. Do you see my point, guys? Even with Mike Stone, Softly as I Leave You, Mike Stone. Yeah? Why Elvis? She was actually with Elvis. When it comes to marriage, the marriage of her to Elvis was very short. Now, the relationship, really, obviously very rocky at the beginning, because when she first moved over, Elvis lived as a single man. So it's a funny one, guys. It's a bit like I had a girlfriend when I was let me just think, 19. Like a girl called Kathy. Yeah, we had a nice relationship. We were together about 3 years. I wouldn't write a book about her. Yeah, I wouldn't write a book, Softly as I Leave You, for Kathy. You see what I mean? I've had other girlfriends. Priscilla's had so many other boyfriends, and not short-term boyfriend. Mike Stone was over 4 years. Mike Edwards, 6 to 7 years. Michael Garibaldi, 22 years. Do you see my point, guys? So why the book, Softly as I Leave You, Life After Elvis? For some reason, on this cover, it has the word Bulow in there. I'm not really sure what that means. Has she brought back the name Bulow? That's an interesting point, isn't it? I know that's off the original. It's an old picture, that, isn't it? That picture, pretty sure, is in the book, in this book. Now, this is quite an original copy. Let's just have a look, see if I can see that picture in there. It's fallen apart a little bit. Obviously, there's some great pictures in here. Is there the one? I mean, that I know what that image is. Yeah, it's when they did the opening, the launching of Graceland. Obviously, she was the front person that they used to promote the Living Museum in 1982. That's from that day. Yeah, is that right? You tell me if I'm. So because of that, it probably isn't. Yeah, is this? Actually, it might be. Let's have a look. No, it's not in here. I can't see it in here. Okay. So, but if I got up the launching of Gracelands, it'll be there. I might do it actually. Let's just very quickly read this. I want to get on your messages. It's a bit. If my wife comes down, guys, I got to come off. So it's just a quick morning video. Nice, isn't it? Yeah, it's nice. Isn't it? He's having a bit of Tina's having a bit of toast. Right, let's just see who was here. So we've got hi Diana. Diana, is that a different Diana? Afternoon, Louis. This is John. And
I'm 5.
Yeah, Tina's 5. Louis and the guys it's 4 in the afternoon in Australia. I don't think I bother with her book. Yeah, but what we're going to do, John, is try and compare them. Just see, try and see what she's up to. Try and see what Priscilla is up to. Hang on. Let me just turn this down a bit. Time she moved on from Elvis. You're right, needs to bring up the past with other people, but who would buy it? Still trying to have a payday, living off Elvis, who can't defend Elvis against everything she writes. It's true. Hi guys, we are early morning. Yeah, I'm just doing a quick one before my wife comes down. I'm going to try and do a few this morning. I've got my nice coffee. We love a coffee. That I'm going to warm that up because that's cold. Let's just warm that up. So I've got Tina with me today. The wife's going. My wife is a trampoline instructor in a gymnasium. She takes Yasmin with her. Yasmin goes with her. Right, you want a bit of water? Go on then. Black currant. Okay. Right, that's for you. There you are, young man. You enjoyed that, didn't you? You're a big boy eating 2 pieces. Right. Okay, Mum will be down in a minute. Right, won't be too long. So let's very quickly just read it. As Priscilla Presley approaches her 80th birthday on May 24th, she has groundbreaking news to share. cover of her second memoir, Softly As I Leave You, has just revealed and been revealed. The book will pick up where she left off from her book, Elvis and Me. Duh, duh, duh. So we're gonna just look at some of this book. Go on then. Dogs are awake. Just that the way the book will pick up. Now we know that she has moaned about the ending of Sofia Coppola's film, saying she's not pleased with how that ended, her driving away. And I think her reason is because she wants to show the world that when her and Elvis split up, that they were still very close, very in love, almost got back together. I don't believe any of it. The reason I don't believe any of it is because of how cruel the second divorce settlement was. I personally think behind the scenes, Priscilla and Elvis were arguing quite a lot over money and Lisa. And we've got some proof that shows this. Obviously, this is all opinions. This is an entertainment show with opinions. It's not fact. We're allowed our opinions. Even though this is supposed to be about her life after Elvis, an insider explained that Priscilla will also reveal never before shared intimate stories about her romantic life with Elvis. So she knows the cash cow, that the reason people will buy this book is because of Elvis. There's no other reason. You take Elvis out of that picture, people aren't interested. Now, the problem we've got with this is that she can say what she wants. She can make up her own storyline, yeah? So reinvent history, rewrite history. You know, I will always call this a book of lies, a fake book. I will always call it, this is fake Elvis news, yeah? This is Priscilla, her attempt to reinvent history and fool the public back in the 80s, and the public fell for it. Public believe every word in this book, even if it's not true, and Elvis can't defend himself, you know? So it ain't right, guys. We're nearer the truth when we discuss this book, and we're nearer the truth when we discuss this book, Michael Edwards, the alleged abuser. We want justice for Lisa Marie. So then it goes on to say, she's going to reveal some never before shared intimate stories about her romantic life with Elvis, just that alone. Why? Keep it private. Keep it private. And Margaret wouldn't do that. And Margaret wouldn't share never before heard intimate details of her and Elvis. Do you get it, guys? You know, to have some self-respect, keep your dignity, keep Elvis's dignity. Elvis wouldn't want Priscilla sharing never before secret, intimate details about her romantic life with him. Do any of you think that Elvis would like Priscilla to bring out another book and as she words it, share never before intimate stories about her romantic life with Elvis? Now the public are interested, yeah? But is any of it true? Has it been exaggerated and twisted? It just seems so unfair to Elvis, because Elvis can't get up and defend himself. Elvis can't disagree with the things she puts in her book. Doesn't matter what book it is. Elvis cannot go, that never happened. Very unfair. There are many details left out of the book. As a result, there are almost likely a lot of things that she could reveal about her relationship with Elvis that wasn't in her first book. So basically, she's saying there's many things left out of this book. I call it a fake Elvis news book. So she's going to tell us, yeah? Ultimately, this is about making money. But it isn't just making money. It's also, she's trying to win public approval. She's trying to win public opinion. So that it's all part of a big sort of fake storyline, a fake fairy tale. She wants to keep pushing and promoting as if Elvis and her were perfect, but they had a few problems, yeah. But other than that, they had an 18-year relationship that was beautiful, and they stayed friends, yeah, throughout it, which is not true. The way Priscilla treated Elvis was disgusting. Disgusting. She did some horrific things. Now, I take on board Elvis was unfaithful before they got engaged. I take on board. I also take on board that once Elvis caught Priscilla being unfaithful just after Lisa Marie was born, he went on to see other people. But, I won't whitewash Elvis. I'll say that there's two sides to the story. I'll be fair. Now, please know I'm not a hate channel. I don't hate Priscilla. I'm not trying to create hate. I want to defend Elvis. I want to defend Elvis. That's what I want to do. Elvis, Lisa Marie, and the bloodline. And we defend Elvis and Lisa Marie and Riley and Finley and Harper by exposing Priscilla's wrongdoing within these books. Yeah, you've heard it all before, guys, but we have to keep saying it because we're trying to get the truth out there. So as a result, she could reveal her relationship with Elvis that wasn't in her book. So is she gonna completely trash Elvis? Probably not. And I'll tell you why, because she wants to be buried in the meditation garden. So she's going to be very careful what she says. I think Elvis Presley Enterprises will be watching this, so they'll be like keeping an eye on it. We know that they were not happy with the Priscilla film with Sofia Coppola, not allowing any songs, Elvis songs, on that film. So I think the relationship between EPE, Elvis Presley Enterprise, and Priscilla is tense. Yeah, I don't think they're happy with Priscilla. I think they're trying to distance themselves from Priscilla. I really believe that. So probably the biggest accomplishment that Priscilla will be remembered in is her role as the ex-wife, is how she led the way for Graceland to become a successful tourist destination. Now that is a blatant lie. That is a blatant lie. How she led the way, just in my opinion, guys, for entertainment purposes, for Graceland to become a successful destination. It's not true. It was already happening. It was already happening. Yes, they chose her as the front person. I get the feeling that they didn't really have a choice. Even though she had been divorced from Elvis for quite a few years at the point of opening Graceland, which I think was 82. So if you work it out, that means they had been divorced. Let's have a look. So I would say over 5 years, because she was secretly seeing Mike Stone for a year in 1971. Yeah. So 6 years apart, really. 6 years apart. So the whole thing with her being made the front person of Graceland, her trying to take credit for saving Graceland with Jack Sodden, it's all part of a rewriting of what truly happened. Because what really happened is Elvis, yes, there were financial problems. Elvis, there was a shortfall. What people don't realise, Priscilla got a lot of money and was owed a lot of money. People don't realise this. Priscilla is part of the reason Elvis, the money had dried up. Not the only reason. He was a spender, as we know. He was a very generous man. But Priscilla was demanding a massive amount of money. Elvis couldn't afford it, so a debt was placed on Graceland by Priscilla's lawyers. A lien, a deed of trust was created to put this debt so that Elvis would pay Priscilla back in installments because he couldn't afford to pay her. She's a big part of the reason that Elvis, the money had dried up. Now remember, this puts her in a very powerful position. She has a lien on Graceland, a charge, a debt owed to her. And I believe that is a big part of the reason why the decision was made that by Vernon to make her co-executor of the trust, of the basically part owner of Graceland. It gave her a lot of power. And I think when they were discussing the opening of the Living Museum, Memphis City were involved in this as well. So was the Colonel, so was Vernon. There was a lot going on behind the scenes. Morgan Maxfield, look him up. Jack Sodden was an assistant. It's a complicated story, but Morgan Maxfield died in a plane crash. I've heard that Priscilla was engaged to Morgan Maxfield. I don't know if that's true, guys, but my point is, she isn't the reason. She is not the reason. So this bit where it says Graceland's to become a successful, it was like she led the way for Graceland's to become a successful tourist destination. That's not fair to say. It was already happening. There was a lot of people involved. Now I'll be straight. She did obviously get involved. She did make some decisions. I would say that in some ways, Graceland's did use her as a front person. You have to say that. But she is not the reason Graceland's was saved and was successful and was opened as a museum. The fans are. Elvis fans saved Graceland. Elvis himself, his ability, his singing ability, the way he looked, his movies, his personality, the fact he was a beautiful man inside and out, a good Christian man. These are the reasons that Graceland was saved. Yeah? The fans have kept Graceland alive. The fans have kept Elvis's image and reputation good and his legacy going. Yeah? The fans, the Elvis fans, not Priscilla. If anything, she's the side person. Now, yes, she seems to be worshipped and adored by tens of thousands of people that still believe she is the poor victim, that still believe that there was this fairy tale. They don't know about her unfaithfulness. They don't know how brutal and cunning she was with the divorce. And many other things. Obviously, there's some serious wrongdoing to Lisa Marie, her daughter, as well. We could go into that. That's a complicated story. And I think she's even, in her own way, been very cruel to Riley. Honestly. Really do, with what's gone on with the amendments to the trust after Lisa Marie died, which has a knock-on effect, does affect the twins, does affect her grandkids, Finley and Harper. So there's some serious wrongdoing here, guys. And we're here to defend Elvis because he can't defend himself. So then she says, becoming the second most visited US, well, we all know this, come on. It's the second most visited attraction in the world. Of course it is, Elvis. And then it's the Priscilla, spokesperson for Graceland for 40 years. Well, I think she was, but I still think Priscilla was a big part of the reason why Elvis Presley Enterprises was sold off. 85% of it sold off. That included renting, leasing Gracelands to Elvis Presley Enterprises for 90 years. Rent was paid in advance. I don't think it should have happened. I know Lisa was involved in that process. I personally think Priscilla talked Lisa into it. Just how I feel, guys. So there's, that gives you an overview of what's to come with the book. So let's have a look. Graceland, 40 years. She also consulted in multiple related projects like 2015, If I Can Dream, the cover of her 2025 book from July 1982. There we are. That's the one. And when Priscilla held a press conference at Graceland to announce that the home would be open to the public, and it's on YouTube. Yeah. So you can't beat a coffee in the morning, guys. So you get the gist of what I'm saying. It's going to completely follow on from this book. Yeah. So we're going to read a few bits from this book. This is just part one. Okay. Now, let's have a look. Just in the past 2 years, there have been 3 significant books released by people that had an important relationship with Priscilla. So her daughter, of course, Lisa Marie, from the book From Here to Great Unknown, which exposed many dark truths, including the alleged abuse of Priscilla's boyfriend, Michael Edwards, allegedly abused Lisa when she was a child. So this is serious stuff, guys. Her former business partner, Olivia Biss, and her boyfriend, Mike Stone. All right, so I didn't know Olivia Biss has released a book. We do know Mike Stone has released a book. And maybe we'll see, if I can buy that cheap, maybe we'll get that and we'll pick out some bits to defend Elvis. I don't buy these books to help people. I buy these books so we can research them and expose the wrongdoing towards Elvis. Yeah. So basically, Olivia Biss, you can see it on the cover. Olivia Biss, I didn't know this. Olivia Biss has brought out a book. A memoir from East Los Angeles to Beverly Hills. Olivia, I can't really read that, but that's interesting. I didn't know about that book. I knew about the Mike Stone book. I didn't know Olivia's book. And her former boyfriend, Mike Stone, The Time with Priscilla and Lisa Marie Presley. These 3 books offer a mix of positive and negative views of Priscilla. Oh, that's interesting. And for example, Lisa Marie's posthumous memoir From Here to the Great Unknown reveals a tense and difficult relationship with her mother, while Olivia Biss, a memoir from East Los Angeles to Beverly Hills, offers an empathetic insider's look into the world of Priscilla as a partner in the 1970s clothing boutique Bis and Bow. One can only assume that Priscilla is anxious to respond and tell her side of the story about her life and the ex-wife of the King of Rock and Roll. Now, the way that's worded, it's like, it does seem to me like what they're saying is that all three of these books have said negative things about Priscilla, and Priscilla wants to set the record straight from her point of view, put wrongs to right. Remember, if you listen to Terry Wogan, he said, "Why are you writing the book?" And she said, "So many things have been said and written about Elvis that are unfair. I want to put wrongs to right." Now, we know she did not put wrongs to right in this book. This book, to me, trashed Elvis. Yeah. So, again, this is another attempt of Priscilla, who thinks she can manipulate the public. She knows that the interviewers, the news companies, the tabloids, the magazines that don't disagree with her. She can say what she wants. Priscilla knows that she can write a book and the majority of the public will believe every word she says. I don't know why. I've never understood why. Why do people not agree with Priscilla? I don't get it. It doesn't make sense to me. She seems to have a lot of power. The official book description of Priscilla Presley's new book states, in part, during her 10 years with Elvis, it became painfully apparent that she had no idea who she was outside the Elvis world, which is just rubbish. Just such rubbish. Remember, she didn't move over till she was nearly 18. She knew who she was. She didn't get married till she was nearly 22. She knew who she was. Just crap. The only way to find herself was to leave the world and seek a new life. In other words, the only way to find men, to earn money, to have fame. Yeah? I would say she felt that she couldn't, how can I say it? I personally think there was a lot of envy with Priscilla towards Elvis. And I think she couldn't have some of the things that Elvis had without leaving him. She needed to get away so then she could chase fame, chase money, chase attention, spotlight, yeah? Being on TV, making a movie, opening a business, Bis and Bow, yeah? You see what I mean, guys? She says she needed to find herself. I don't see that. I see that she had ambition. She was very driven and really loved fame and money. Didn't really like Memphis. Didn't like Memphis. She liked California, the Hollywood lifestyle. So she definitely fancied other men. 100% Priscilla had the hots for other men. Even though she was with the best looking man on the planet, she had the hots for other men. That's how I see it, guys. So let's read the last bit of that. During her 10 years with Elvis, it became painfully apparent that she had no idea who she was outside the Elvis world. The only way to find herself was to leave the world and seek a new life of her own. In other words, new lovers. Come on, let's be honest, guys. She wanted to shag other people. She wanted to bonk other people. I know that sounds crude, but it's true. She fancied other people, guys. Let's be straight. Yeah, she loved money. She loved fame. Because leaving was the only way to survive. See, that's just ridiculous. Because leaving was the only way to survive. She's actually saying that leaving Elvis saved her life.
Today, Mommy said.
Okay, good. All right, well, that's cool. I'm coming with you. Right, so just that alone, because leaving Elvis was the only way to survive for herself and her daughter, Softly As I Leave You is the deeply personal story of what Priscilla lost and what she found when she walked away from the man she loved. But they should throw in there, she didn't walk away. She was secretly seeing Mike Stone, the karate champion. That alone was embarrassing to Elvis because he was well known in the karate world. The karate world was very important to Elvis. Yeah, he was a brilliant at karate. He really put the karate world on a pedestal. It meant everything to him. Yeah. So for her to run off with a karate champion, a well-known karate champion, was humiliating for him. Yeah. So let's just see. I think whilst most people only know about Priscilla's connection to Elvis, in almost 50 years since his death, she has established her own life as an actress and entrepreneur. Well, I want to be straight, guys. She cannot act. She cannot act. She's a terrible actress. What did she do? She did Those Amazing Animals. She did Dallas. She did Naked Gun. Come on. That is not a good actress. So establishing her own actress, rubbish. When she says entrepreneur, well, she's been riding the back of Graceland, of EPE. Yeah? Come on. It's the fans that made Graceland successful. The reason Elvis Presley Enterprises exists and is so successful is because of Elvis, because of the fans. But she'll take credit for it. The bottom line is she was put on there as an executor on behalf of Lisa Marie. Nothing clever, guys. Nothing clever. And even the circumstances where Vernon almost had no choice but to make her the co-executor. It's very complicated circumstances, guys. But it ain't. A lot of it to me doesn't sound right. Yeah? A very driven, cunning woman. So then she says she had a second child named Navarone in 1987 with her former partner Marco Garibaldi. Remember, there's a rumor that they were secretly married. They were together over 20 years. Now, when Navarone was first born, Priscilla went out of her way to really distance herself from Elvis. Anything to do with Elvis. She really was like, no, I've got my own world. I mean, obviously, she was still heavily involved with Graceland and EPE. Once EPE was formed, she was heavily involved. But my point is, I've got interviews where she tries to sort of belittle and dismiss the marriage on behalf of Marco, on behalf of Navarone. She even says that she thinks Navarone would be a great father, and that her relationship with Marco is the happiest she's ever been. You see, guys, it's complicated. But now she never brings him up. No one knows where he is, really. Has he signed an NDA? All we know is that she never talks about any other partners. She likes the world to think that Elvis was her only partner. She likes the world to think that she was still married to Elvis when he died. She doesn't want the world to see her as a divorcee. She wants the world to see her as a widow that is still in love with Elvis, and that Elvis is the love of her life. All right, I've nearly finished now anyway. So, guys, you get the picture. So it talks about Dallas. It talks about, what is this? TV series Dallas for 5 years from 1983 to 1988. She also co-starred in 3 movies of blockbuster film series. Naked Gun. I mean, come on, do we really take the films Naked Gun seriously? Do we? I mean, the first one's funny. Currently, Priscilla has a lot going on, including being awarded the Colonel Aide de Camp Award from the state of Tennessee. She should never have got that award. Never. Never, 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 never. This is obviously a Nashville award, but it is promoted as a Memphis award, which it is not. She only got that because somehow, in my opinion, 500,000 funds were raised to help towards this this rock and soul museum to be moved to a different site. Yeah, I think, is it to Beale Street? Something's not right, guys. When there's money changing hands and someone receives an award, allegedly, for entertainment purposes, something isn't right. She should not have got that award. Elvis received that award in 1961. Priscilla shouldn't be getting that award. Why? What has she done for Nashville, the state of Tennessee? What has she done? Seriously, we know what Elvis did. He changed the world. Yeah? But what did Priscilla do? Something's not right, guys. They're using her name to raise money. This is how it seems to me. As well as contentious lawsuit with former business partner Bridget Cruz following the release of her 2023 film, Priscilla has made many personal appearances around the US and recently, a March 2025 return to Germany where she first met in 1959. Hello. Hello. Can we see you? Should we see if we can see you? Let's have a look. There you go. So he just woke up. We're together for the day. Talia, Yasmin is going off with Mum to the gymnasium.
From cards.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is birthday cards. Shall I show them to you? Let me show them to you now. Look, watch this. Turn the camera. Look at all those cards. You see them?
Yeah.
He had loads and loads of birthday cards. So yeah, so you understand, right? So what I'm gonna do, I think I've read it all. I'm gonna read your comments and then I'm gonna come back for a part 2. Let's have a look. So this whole thing, the trip to Germany, all of it is just a farce. I think she doesn't even remember where Lisa Marie was when Elvis passed, which is just odd. She's treated in Germany as if she is Elvis. I will never understand why Priscilla gets treated as if she is Elvis. She gets chased down the road by paparazzi taking pictures. Please sign my Elvis. Please sign my Elvis pictures, Priscilla. Why? They divorced. Really, they were all over in 1971. Why are people still chasing her down the road to get an autograph of her with a picture of her and Elvis? Doesn't make sense. I just don't understand the adoration this lady gets as Elvis's wife. But she's done some serious damage to Elvis, to his image and his reputation. But she is treated like royalty wherever she goes. She is. It's the scam, the con is still happening now. The public are still fooled. The public are very gullible. Not the Elvis fans. We Elvis fans, we know better. The public still believe Priscilla is Elvis's wife. They still see her that way. The Priscilla fans see Priscilla as a poor victim of Elvis. Get it, guys? So wrong. So it was announced 1 year ago, May 24th, the publishers would be writing her second memoir, which would focus on her life after Elvis. Topics will include the passing of her daughter. Even that, we have strong opinions about what happened, what went on when Lisa Marie passed, when Priscilla tried to contest the alterations, the amendments to the trust concerning Riley and the twins, her grandkids. Really, as far as we're concerned, Priscilla tried to stop Lisa's inheritance going straight to Riley, Finley and Harper. She tried to revert it to a 2010 trust. Yeah, saying there was fraud, saying there was something wrong with the amendment. I think based on initialing and the autograph, the signature, and also I think she had not been notified. They looked for any way of preventing the trust from being amended, even though we've proved allegedly that in 2016 she knew. We've proved with some documentation, with Amy Collett helped us, that she actually knew that Lisa was taking her off the trust. She knew it. I'm not exactly sure of the dates, but she knew. But she tells the courts, whatever it is, or she allegedly says that she didn't know she was being taken off the trust. She didn't know it. Yeah, it wasn't Lisa's wishes. Eventually, it goes behind the scenes. Riley and Lisa agree many things. And really, I think not Riley and Lisa, sorry, Riley and Priscilla, agree many things. Eventually, Priscilla she's outside. I think Priscilla's outside the bubble now. Yes, she still gets her $100,000 a year to shut her up. This thing about her being buried in the meditation garden is a big maybe. They pay her off $1 million. They pay her legal fees. She's gone, really, isn't she? I still say that she stormed in on the Graceland book signing event of Riley Q. I don't think that was supposed to happen. A lot of you have strong views about that, but that's how I see it. So it's all just part of the scam, isn't it? It's all part of the public being fooled. So I'm going to look into these other books, guys. These books here. I'm going to look into them. I think I'm on about the Olivia Biss and the Mike Stone books, because I think we might be able to find some information in these books to expose the wrongdoing of Priscilla. So, Elliot, let's try and quickly read your comments before my wife comes down. She left Elvis emotionally years before the final divorce. I think she is desperate for attention and seeker. Yeah, she's definitely an attention seeker. I bet Elvis is turning in his grave. She has no shame. Elvis never spoke bad word about any of his girlfriends. It was private, and he had dignity. Yes, very well said, Diana. Right, so I can hear my wife coming down, so I've got to go and get now, guys. So we're going to come back to a part 2, and we are going to start discussing these books. Just a general discussion. Everything we've said on this show is for entertainment purposes only. It's just opinions. We're allowed to have discussions, guys. We're allowed to chat about it. So is there anything any of you would like to say before I go? Thanks for joining me. Thanks for coming to Defending Elvis Presley. I'm just a fan in the Southwest UK. I'm 57 years old. I've loved Elvis my whole life since I was 4 years old. I'm here to defend Elvis with Team Elvis. Some people could say, oh, why do you defend Elvis? And I'll just say that it's a very simple reason. I have a strong love for Elvis, and I feel that Elvis changed my life. I feel like I owe Elvis. Yeah. So I have a calling to do my best to let the world know the truth. What Elvis doesn't deserve all the bad press. Elvis doesn't deserve the betrayal that he's had from certain members of the Memphis Mafia, some friends, from Priscilla. And we want to look into Colonel Tom Parker things, and Dr. Nick things, and just generally there's a thing about biographies, documentaries, and movies that be made, I just think are very unfair. It'd be very interesting to see what these 2 books say, Mike Stone's book and Olivia Biss' book. We also want, Lisa Marie's words that were in the book From Here to the Great Unknown. We want to expose it. We want to, if there's wrongdoing, if there's abuse, if Elvis is being made to look bad, we want to go, no, that's not fair. Even if Lisa Marie Presley, if she's made to feel bad, well, that's not fair. It's not fair. We want to defend Lisa. She can't defend herself. Yeah. And then we need, as fans, to protect the future of Elvis's image and reputation and legacy. And when it concerns Riley, Finley, and Harper, because they are going to take on I'm not sure what word to use. They are the future. So we have to support Riley Keough, Finley, and Harper. We have to, because that's all that's left of his bloodline, really, isn't it? Yeah. I'm on about the new, young, up-and-coming people. Yeah. So we have to be here for them as fans. Remember, that's all we are. Many people could say this is none of our business. We make it our business as fans. Yeah. It's that simple. It's that simple. I'm no expert. I don't know everything about Elvis. I've got so much more to learn. Thanks for you guys for helping me. Thanks to Team Elvis. Remember, we are called Team Elvis. We're a growing family of fans that defend Elvis and Lisa and the